Let's now look at object-relative clauses. In these, the relative pronoun replaces the object in the second sentence. Let's write two sentences, then join them with an object-relative clause. The handsome teacher gives great lessons. Jennifer Aniston loves him. I wonder what his name is. We follow exactly the same steps for subject-relative clauses. So we write the first sentence until the unclear noun, which is teacher. In the second sentence, teacher is the object. Jennifer Aniston loves him. We replace the object with who for people, then write that after the noun teacher. We write the second sentence from the beginning, but without the object, because we have replaced it with who. So that's Jennifer Aniston loves. Then we complete the first sentence if it's still unfinished. Gives great lessons. Here we have loves and gives together, which may look strange to some students whose languages are very different from English. But it's correct. Let's look at other ways to write object-relative clauses. We will take the example from before, because it's such a great example, and a true example. Watch this. We can say whom instead of who. This is only for object-relative clauses for people. But whom is very formal and Old English. Not many people speak like that or write like that. Another way to write an object-relative clause, or to say it, is this: without the relative pronoun. Not writing who or whom or which for things is more usual, written and spoken. This may look very strange to you, but it's absolutely correct. It's not important for you to write or speak like that, but it's certainly important for you to recognize it when you hear it or read it, so you should be able to understand it. We can do the same with these sentences. I bought a car yesterday. That is it. We can write, that's the car which I bought yesterday, or that is the car I bought yesterday, without which. As it is the object in the second sentence, in the object-relative clause, we don't need which. When you're writing object-relative clauses with prepositions, there's another way you can do it. Look at this. The man is dead. I told my secret to him. Now, him is not the direct object in the second sentence. The direct object is my secret. Him is the indirect object. But we can still write a relative clause using the rules we've just learned. The man who I told my secret to is dead, or the man I told my secret to is dead, without who. But there's another way to write it. The man to whom I told my secret is dead. We can write the preposition before the relative pronoun. For people, we must write whom, not who, when the preposition comes before it. It's very formal or high-level English. Many people don't use it, but you will hear it or read it from time to time. We can write with whom, in whom, for whom, etc. For things, we can write to which, under which, from which, etc. Make two sentences with an object-relative clause from these. This is my painting. I spent a long time on it. It's an impressive painting, isn't it? That took me ages. This is a painting on which I spent a long time. Or, this is a painting which I spent a long time on. Or, This is a painting I spent a long time on. Note that you can't put a preposition before the relative pronoun that, only whom or which. Join these sentences using object-relative clauses. That is possible in all of these, but try to use who or which, or write them without the relative pronoun, or with whom. Would you like to see the car which I bought yesterday? Or without which. The shop which the newspaper recommended has just opened. Again, you don't need which. My aunt, whom, or who, or nothing, I visited last year is rich. He has a new telephone which he stole from an old man in his pocket. Now careful here. The noun that we are defining is telephone. He stole it, the telephone, from an old man. He didn't steal a pocket from an old man. Therefore, the relative pronoun must come immediately after telephone, not pocket. As it is, if you read it, it could mean that the old man is in his pocket, which is equally funny, but at least it's grammatically correct. Bring me the book which I finished reading last week, and my favourite pen. We can write it without which. Make sure that your relative pronoun is after book, because I finished reading it, the book, not the pen. You can't read pens. The Hollywood actor whom I love won the Oscar. I love her. I wonder who that could be. This time we're going to fill in the gaps. Sometimes there's more than one answer. Which or nothing, because it's an object-relative clause. Which, because it's a subject-relative clause, so writing nothing is not possible. Who, whom, or nothing, because it's an object-relative clause about a person. Who, because it's a subject-relative clause. Who, whom, or nothing, because a thief is a person, you saw him or her, the object. Which or nothing, again it's an object-relative clause. I bought the ring, object. Did you remember this one? It's whom because the preposition is at the beginning of the relative clause, and it's a person, to whom I spoke. In all of these, except for this one here, that is also possible, but because that was possible for all of them except this one, I didn't give you that choice. Remember, you can't put a preposition before the relative pronoun that. Who? Jennifer Aniston refused the man who asked her to dinner. Because she's with me. It's time for some practice on this topic, so download the PDF file that concerns object-relative clauses, answer the questions, and then check your answers in the resources folder. Good luck!